NCA says it is the UK's biggest ever drugs investigation. The gang smuggled around 50 tonnes of heroin, cocaine and cannabis into the country.
3 a.m, 8 addresses: Tameside, Oldham, Rochdale. Greater Manchester Police's Tactical Aid Unit, shields up, full protective equipment, specialist entry tools, moving through 8 doors simultaneously before the occupants have had time to reach a phone. This is not a single warrant on a single dealer. This is a coordinated military-grade operation against an organised crime group that had been distributing crack cocaine, heroin, cannabis and nitrous oxide across the borough for months, men aged 24 to 77, a network spanning generations and postcodes, confident that the complexity of their operation made them untouchable. They were wrong. On the 19th of March 2026, Greater Manchester Police executed 8 warrants simultaneously across Tameside, Oldham and Rochdale in the early hours of the morning. 11 people arrested. Crack cocaine, heroin, cannabis and nitrous oxide seized. £70,000 in cash, a zombie knife, a BB gun and 4 vehicles removed before the sun came up. Chief Superintendent Shan Naseem, District Commander for Tameside, confirmed what the operation represented. We have 11 people in custody being questioned by our investigation teams in relation to an organised crime group that have been causing widespread harm across our communities. This action caused significant disruption of an organised crime group and has prevented drugs and weapons from reaching the streets. But the March 2026 raids are just the latest in a campaign that has been running for years, and that has produced sentences so long, seizures so large, and prosecutions so sweeping that Manchester's drug lords, whatever their confidence in their own untouchability, are now being jailed in numbers that have changed the city's criminal landscape permanently. That's why British Front Media exists. Subscribe now, because what follows is the complete picture. Reason number 1. 10 members of a Manchester drug and firearms network were jailed for a combined 207 years, after EncroChat messages showed them buying AK-47s, directing violence and making eye-watering profits while believing they were above the law. This is the benchmark prosecution against which every Manchester drug operation must be measured. Following a GMP and NCA investigation built on EncroChat intelligence, 10 members of a Manchester-based organised crime group were sentenced to a combined total of almost 207 years in prison in August 2025. The group's leader, Jamie Rothwell, 38, was identified in EncroChat messages organising the purchase and supply of Class A drugs, firearms and ammunition, and directing acts of violence. GMP Senior Investigating Officer Detective Sergeant Colin Shackleton confirmed what the encrypted messages revealed about the network's psychology. The supply of Class A drugs in this investigation were on an industrial scale, with the criminal gang making eye-watering profits. They believed they were above the law, and having access to their messages gave us real insight into their arrogant, egotistical, and apathetic nature. Rothwell fled to Spain. The NCA traced and arrested him. He fled again to the Netherlands. The NCA traced and arrested him a second time. NCA Senior. Investigating Officer Wayne Johns put it plainly. Fugitives should take note of the NCA's tenacity in tracing wanted offenders, and working with partners such as GMP, we will never give up. Reason number 2. GMP's Operation Venetic Arrests. 269 in total, with 215 individuals sentenced to a combined 2,120 years in prison as of August 2025, represent the most sustained prosecutorial assault on Manchester's drug economy in the city's history. The 207-year sentencing was not a one-off. It was a headline number inside a prosecution campaign of extraordinary scale. By August 2025, Greater Manchester Police had made 269 arrests as part of Operation Venetic, the UK law enforcement response to the infiltration of the EncroChat encrypted communications platform, with 215 individuals already sentenced to a combined total of over 2,120 years in prison. Not across the UK Greater Manchester alone. 2,120 years of prison sentences handed to drug network members whose conversations the police could read in real time while they discussed pricing, firearms purchases, and which streets to claim. The EncroChat decryption did not just produce evidence. It produced a panoramic intelligence picture of Manchester's organised crime landscape that no amount of street-level informants could have generated in a decade. The drug lords thought their encrypted phones made them untouchable. Their phones were the reason they fell. Reason number 3. Gregory Bell, Castle Nail, Rhino Radio, Wonky Frog, operated his drug empire like a CEO, managing logistics and authorizing deals from Pressbury while his couriers took the risk. He was jailed for 18 years and 9 months. This is the most documented example of how Manchester's drug networks structured themselves to survive. Gregory Bell, 43, of Scotmount, Pressbury, was sentenced at Manchester Crown Court in October 2025 to 18 years and 9 months for directing the sale and supply of Class A and B drugs and money laundering. Using EncroChat aliases including Castle Nail, Rhino Radio and Wonky Frog, Bell never touched the drugs. He used encrypted phones, spoofed identities, a network of couriers and safe houses, managing logistics, authorizing deals, coordinating deliveries with precision from a house in Pressbury while his associates took the physical risk. Detective Inspector Richard Castley described the operation explicitly. Gregory Bell was not just a drug dealer. He was the head of a criminal enterprise that reached into every corner of the UK. He operated like a CEO. The CEO model of drug distribution, clean hands, maximum profit, maximum distance from the product, is exactly what EncroChat dismantled. Because in the CEO model, the communications are the evidence, and Bell's communications were being read. Reason number 4. A Manchester firearms network was jailed for 47 years in January 2026 after EncroChat messages showed them supplying AK-47s, Uzis, Tech-9s and silencers alongside industrial-scale counterfeit drug production. Manchester's drug economy cannot be separated from its firearms economy. The same EncroChat investigation that produced drug sentences produced weapons prosecutions. A gang was jailed for a combined 47 years in January 2026, following a GMP investigation using phonetic evidence, with EncroChat messages under the handle Fallen Soda, showing the network facilitating the supply of AK-47s, an Uzi, Tech-9s, a Scorpion, a Grand Power pistol, silencers, and ammunition across the country, alongside the orchestration of large-scale production of counterfeit diazepam tablets containing etizolam. One handle, one network. AK-47s and pharmaceutical counterfeits operating as parallel revenue streams from the same organisation. This is the Manchester that the drug lords believed law enforcement could not reach, a weapons and narcotics enterprise so compartmentalised that even its own members communicated only through encrypted handles. Reason number 5. 7 members of an Oldham Rochdale OCG were jailed for 46 years in May 2026, including a Salford money laundering operation run through a fake investment company called ZA Investments Limited. The most recent Manchester prosecution exposes the financial layer beneath the street-level operation. 7 members of an organised crime group based in Oldham and Rochdale were jailed for a combined 46 years at Manchester Crown Square Court on 29th May 2026. Operating across England and Scotland in wholesale Class A supply and sophisticated money laundering. Officers stopped one member on the M62 and found £115,000 in cash concealed in a bag for life in the footwell. A Salford office operating under the name ZA Investments Limited was seized. Inside, nearly £100,000 in cash, a safe and a cash counting machine. The network moved between £500,000 and £2 million through business accounts and structured transfers. DI Rick Castley confirmed, this group was a highly sophisticated outfit, a network with many layers where everyone played their part. A drug supply operation, a fake investment company, a cash counting machine in Salford. The drug money does not stay in the network. It moves into the legitimate economy through whatever corporate vehicle is available, until the raid happens at 3 in the morning and the machine is still on the desk when officers walk in. So here is where Britain stands in July 2026. 8 simultaneous GMP warrants executed at 3 a.m. in March 2026. 11 arrested, crack cocaine, heroin, zombie knife, £70,000 in cash. A combined 207-year sentence for one Manchester OCG. 2,120 years in prison from GMP's Venetic operation alone. 269 arrests, 215 already sentenced. Gregory Bell, the CEO dealer from Prestbury, jailed for 18 years and 9 months. A K-47s and counterfeit pharmaceuticals from one EncroChat handle. A fake investment company in Salford with a cash counting machine. An OCG spanning Oldham, Rochdale and Scotland jailed for 46 years in May 2026. And a drug market that remains, by the NCA's own estimate, worth £4 billion per year nationally, because the prosecutions are reaching the leaders while the demand that built those leaders has not been reduced by a single customer. Manchester's drug lords thought they were untouchable. The Tactical Aid Unit disagrees, the EncroChat server disagrees, and 2,120 years of combined prison sentences in Greater Manchester alone make the case more persuasively than any press conference. Subscribe to British Front Media.